Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. I'm your host, Sir Stephen Topham at the third at your service. Now we're going to talk about this topic a little bit seriously because now we've got a crunch time, right? You lot all got your cups of coffee this morning or your tea this morning. You're starting to listen to this podcast as you would do, and you have to start thinking realistically, right? A management, right? What is the management supposed to do for you? Right? In the whole time, we are looking at this as a general topic, not just the North Norfolk Railway and their bed management, all right? You have to be realistic, right? When you're on that platform, you feel like I'm guilty, right? You're guilty, right? You can't do nothing about it because it's not your mistake. It's not my mistake. It's their mistake. Right? So the management are going to be your outgoing enemy, right? Because they try to treat you disrespectfully, try to look nicey, but they're not, right? You have to be realistic and say, why is this guy defending himself, right? You want to believe in the truth as well. You have to logically understand it's realistic, right? The third gen fact controller, myself, has to be on that platform, right? As example. But the management are telling you this story, la 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 la, going down the line, and then you absorb it like a bloody bullet, right? And now you're criminating yourself with that evidence, right? You listen to them rather than me, right? You got to stop listening to them because they only just doing their paperwork and whatever they do. Right, let me give you an example, right? You may find this a little bit out of orthodox, but if this was done in a way that you can understand it, right? My private connections and my connections, my family, friends, and connections, they all monitoring the Norfolk Railway. Why? Prime target. Because why? Because when I got booted out, a lie was told in front of everybody, right? Pass the buck, pass the buck, pass the buck. That management, right, has gone illegally out of order, right? You basically got something that is basically a lie, and a lot of people will take that lie because it's to their eyes it's their truth. It isn't the truth. It's the it's a it's what's backed on that. It's a lie, right? Because you had a former NHS nurse on the platform. Why did you see that coming? No, the management didn't give a shit, right? They care about booting everyone else out, right? Now we're in 2024, and you're asking yourself a very question, right? You're asking yourself, why should I work for organisation for slash company, the North Norfolk Railway, right? In general, why should I work for them when they mistreated this person and mistreated it and didn't look at all angles and understanding of what is unfolding. They didn't want to witness it. If they witnessed it and they saw it unfold, then they cry wolf. Why? Because it's a real life event. So when the real life event's been unfolded in front of your eyeballs, why do you think I'm still stuck in a box? Have we seen that scene before on Thomas and Friends? Ding, ding, ding. Yes, we did. So I'm not going to lie on that, right? I have connections and private connections on the inside, right? The management screws your heads up too flaming much. You listen to them rather than listen to somebody that actually respects you, right? You're going to disrespect a member of the Hatt family and realise you screwed up, right? You have to realise the management are not there to save your asses, right? They rather boot you out. They want to fire you up. What are they going to do in the laughing matter, right? You're going to realise they screwed up. They screwed this up so bloody badly for 6 years. And you've seen all these engines, you've seen the rolling stock, you've seen people getting on board, off, on, off, getting everybody's pennies worth every month. They don't care about you. Let's just think about it, right? The management themselves will not always feel sorry. At first, they don't always see the things unfold, right? You've got to establish they're not on the platform. You are, right? The management will end up feeling really, really guilty, right? You have to establish you're not the guilty party. They are. They're just telling you a lie above all else. Why? You've got a management that's so bent, you don't even realise they are suckers themselves. They're the diesel team. So when you got a diesel team that's falling, the steam will rise. Right? The people that are believing this little lie is going to end up feeling sorry for themselves because you're holding on to something that isn't true. Right? You're basically holding on to something that is basically you ruined my grandfather's reputation, you ruined my father's and myself. So there's three of us. Right? I'll give you a little hint, right? A lot of you don't realise how lucky you are until you bloody damn lose it, right? We all understand that bit. But the management, what are they doing for you? Then, right, besides the money factor, what are they personally doing for you? Are they actually jumping off the cliff for you? Are they helping you? Are they telling you, I want to see your ass before I jump? You know what I mean? They're asking for things they don't really want to establish. But let me put this in perspective for you, right? This is a true event, and you're going to see this unfold naturally, right? You have a steam team, a diesel team fighting it off, right? The steam team hasn't done nothing wrong. The diesel team are devious, outwitting little piece of shits. Why? Because they do not like the sound of what they were getting, or they're getting mistreated and misguided, blah blah blah. What will happen, right? The story is unfolding the right way you want it, but then you've got to work out why is the management acting like a bunch of morons. They're acting like a bunch of morons. And at the end of the day, you've got a FACA crawler 5 minutes down the road that hasn't done nothing wrong. Innocent, right? So you lot are obeying the order that you should not obey. What did you do wrong? Porters, guards, all of those bullshitters should realise, oh crap, I'm stuck in the moor. Get out of the building! Right, the steam team is at your disposal. But you got to realise, the management are not there to save your asses, they're there to beat you out. Why? What they do is they test you so bloody much through strengths, weaknesses, and the track safety test. That's it. They don't give a shit if you win or lose. They don't give a shit about what you get, what you got coming, right? My mother asked this simple question to you all, right? Go to her hat. She asked, why are you lot not thinking straight? Basically, in layman terms, right? The management are going to laugh at that, right? They're going to laugh at you. They're going to laugh at everybody else that work on that platform. They're going to laugh it out loud. Why? It's their way of saying, heh, 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 heh. Right? It's all in what you see, right? You can't intervene because it's a real life event, right? The cops can't do nothing for you. They just basically landed you in a pit of fire, right? So how do you extinguish a fire? You have three elements and you know it, right? Air, fuel, and water. Right? Water is the last resort to clear out the fire, right? Right? And you got to acknowledge that you've got fuel and so forth, and that licks up the fire, right? The management will not take responsibility for their own actions. This is why it all lands on the steam team. Why we all innocent, why we all not guilty. We got the blame, we got everything blamed out, right? The people that you're working on there right now, even the older generation should say, no, I'm not working for you. I'm keeping out of this because you're too toxic, you're too this, right? You got to realise you need to be getting out of that system because the North Norfolk Railway is not going to help you. They try to weaken you. They try to destroy you. Private Connections already told me this from the beginning, right? They don't want you to go near the North Norfolk Railway. They don't want you to hit that. Why? Because we already got discriminated. We've been set up. We've been sworn at. We've been cursed at. We've been this. What happens? You lot are trying to say, look, how can you rectify a problem that's been set up by somebody else? Not by me. I'm innocent. Right? You can't. When people target disabled people, you do not fuck them up because they have done nothing wrong. So when you target a disabled person, what do? That's discrimination. People know that. It's a rule. It's against the law. Discrimination. It's a word that's going to keep popping up in your head. Discrimination, discrimination, discrimination. Why? You've seen everything what I'm seeing, but you're also seeing something else. What? The management are not going to kiss your ass and say thank you very much for working there. Goodbye. You know what I mean? They just want to come out into the light when there's a special event around, right? When a special event arises, all the management all want to come out and play. Why? Then you're going to ask for the steam team. Why? Because we lit our firework and say we are alive, we are well, we are doing this, we doing that. We showing respect, we showing kindness, we doing this, we doing that. The management of the North Norfolk Railway are not going to show you that. They show you all the mercy side, right? The management will not see the day of light. Why? There are two little possibilities on this because you believing the lie is not helping you. It's putting you on a black market list. When you're on a black market list, then you come back to me, crying wolf. Why? Because you want support, you want help, you want aid. In my last podcast, I stated to you, you have to make a choice. You have to make the option. It's your brain, not theirs. It's your life, your story, the way you want it to unfold, right? The management is not your bloody God. They're not Jesus, for God's sake. Through all this time, you bloody witnessing what you see, right? The management will not kiss your ass and say, oh, we like you, thank you very much, we want to help you in any shape or form. They don't ask me that because they think I'm just a useless asshole, for example. But I'm not. When you think about my grandfather in 1958, what do you appreciate more? You got me as well on top, that's two, and then you got my father, which is number three. Right? What do you think is going to happen when the management turns around and tells you to fuck off? It's a word they will use because that's the way they go. Their body language will show it, but their language won't. They will tell you by body language to fuck off because that's all they care about. I respect you. Yes, I respect you. But you got to realise the management of the North Norfolk Railway won't give a fucking damn shit because by the time they realise why are all these people why are we losing all these people, they're going to fucking start thinking. And then they will use all their methods in their heads and say, we done this, we tried this and we tried that. Do you know what? I see it all coming before they jump off the cliff. So I saw it all unfolded before your eyes. So I know what games they're playing. Turn the tables and all the other shit. Right? When it was off the rails, people complained about the prices. Big time. The management never done nothing about it. They bloody kept it as the way they are. Why? Because they're greedy bastards. So when you think of a bad management, why do you think the management are not going to go to you? Because you're too honest, you're too nice, you're caring, which you should have the qualities of, right? You have to be nice to get around things, right? The management will not do anything with you because you're too kind-hearted, or they want you to be devious and bad management and make the bad way, which is true. And they want you to feel like how they feel, and they want you to go in their circle. And then when you join in their little circle of charade, right? You got this bad management, and you got myself, right? Myself, I have done nothing wrong, right? They set me up, so that's their fault, not mine. So what do? You incorrect that, please. Why? Because I'm asking you out of politeness, right? When it is the management's problem, that's their problem, and they're blaming it all on me and my steam team. Right? You're not going to get a steam team now. Right? We are active, yes, we are active, but we're not discriminative. We're always respectful. We're always kind of caring. We're all of this. The management will not be, because they're testing you. And when they test your patience, you're going to have short fuse on them and backfire on them. Why? Because you've got to start learning that the truth is the truth. A lie is a lie. You can't mix both because they don't work. Right? There's a difference. There's a common thing about the truth and a lie. Right? I told you the truth from the very beginning, since 2021. And you thought it was a hoax. You thought it was all this. No, it wasn't. The management they will see, they will watch all these videos and they will say, what? This is a lie, this is a lie, this is a lie. That's what they're going round in circles for. What do you think they're doing? They're burning themselves out and killing themselves. So I don't have to kill them. They already killed themselves already in the process. Why? Because they already destroyed the North Norfolk Railway's reputation. They destroyed people's jobs, their voluntary licenses, all of it in one bucket in 1 year. What do you expect? Now you're asking yourself the question. That can solve all this little bit of hard work. The management is not your bosses. I am. You have to realise they're bad management. When the bad management comes to you, don't listen to what they say because they're going to go the opposite. Polo opposites. Why? When you think of a good guy, you got the steam team and you got myself. What happens to the diesel team when they all fucked up? They cry wolf when they want something bad enough. They cry wolf because they want this. But when you look down the line, right, you have to be realistic on what you see is what you're getting right now. Right? The public will be the next ones on the list because they've been listening to this and working out in their minds why the management is so bad. Why is the management doing this? You getting a nice side of the porters and the guards and everybody else, but they're not. They're carrying a lie on themselves. So while you lot are learning from me, you're counteracting every move they're making every time. And they're not winning, they're losing because they're not gaining the facts properly. So when the steam team rises, so does everything else. But when the diesel team falls, bang bang, so do I. So work it out. You got a fat controller that's innocent, right? You have a lie, but you have the truth already coming through. How long is it going to take for you to realise bad management makes a bad railway? It's not going to be an overnight or an overday achiever to work it out and work it out. I'm going to help you here and a bit of this and say management. Is it a bad management? Is it a good management? Is this a bad railway? Which it is at the moment. Then you got the bad management on top. What is the management doing right now? Plotting, deceiving you, not making you think straight, not making you see the sense of the logic, right? There's one thing I can guarantee you on, right? You need to get them out because that's your main goal. If you don't beat them out, they're gonna mess your head up, right? I'm on the sidelines waiting for you to realise it. The truth and a lie. What's better, the truth being told or a lie being deceitful? I don't like to lie. I'm not a liar. I never will be. Right? You got a management that lie. Right? A lot of people go to arms and length, left, right, and centre. Right? It goes ding, 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 all the way down to the bottom. What happens to the Norfolk Railway when they realise they screwed up? No more money, no more customers, no more railways, no more trains. Right? They'll be just standing there, rusting to dead. Why? Because the management fucked up. They tell you to carry a lie, right? Don't carry that lie. I stated that in my last podcast to make a decision about this. I said, you can't carry this lie. If you do, you'll end up being like them. And you will end up feeling sorry for yourself, saying, right, I have a private connection, right, who I haven't met yet, and his name is Bear, 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 and he says steamies are not bad as diesels. Why? Ask yourself a question here. You have a steam team and a diesel team, right? The management at the moment is your diesel team. They're not going to be honest with you. They're not going to be truthful with you. They will lie to you. They'll be deceitful, right? The steam team are all willing to clear their names. All of them. Not just mine. So when you think about the bad management you got right now, what are you doing? You're listening to them rather than me. Right? I'm going to tell you now, you've been monitored. You've been monitored without the red cameras online. You've been monitored from the people. You've been watched by the people. You've been seen by the people. So what happens to the management? They go into hiding because they're so scared. Right? We all talk about checkmate and the chessboard and all that, but it's a similar scenario. They're using this whole railway as a bunch of pawns. So when they got a whole lot of public in there, what do you think you're doing? Oh, you say to them, we're not a bad railway, la la la. Right? That's a lie. Because it's the management that's the baddies. Right? You took on their lie to put me in the frame and not let me back onto the platform ever again. Right? Now you screwed up everything else what's supposed to unfold. How do I know this? Oh, I've got friends and connections in high places. Right? You guys are like in a position right now could lose your job, your dignity, and your pride all at once. Right? People don't know nothing how it reacts or how you understand it, right? You have to establish bad management makes a bad railway. You have to establish that what you're gonna do about it. What you're gonna do when the railway starts to close down. They shouldn't be open at all at the moment. This is the thing they are doing wrong on you. They're using the community and trying to abuse the system. What will happen if the North Norfolk Railway didn't die? Right? Let's just say the North Norfolk Railway managed to get me back on the platform. Right? A lie kills. Right? A lie will kill you. Right? The people that carry the truth are the ones that have been set free. So when the management is saying, oh, he did this, he did that, he did this, it's a lie. Because do you know how I know? It's the way the letter was written and the way the emails were sent to you or whatever, or vice versa. And all my connections, all my employees and colleagues and connections and so forth, all got a different blame for different situations, right? They all had this problem, right? But in different scenarios. But the management are the bad guys. Why? When taking on a heritage railway line, you're basically taking on something more special than your money's worth. So when the management goes on there, are they screwing you over? The answer is yes. Why? Did they actually say, let's just give you a scenario that you can work around rather than feel sorry about it, right? There's good scenarios and bad scenarios, right? Take that management gives it a bad scenario all the time. Why? They don't often give out good scenarios. Why? Guilty conscience. Something that the North Norfolk Railway's got a lot of. Right? Bad management. That management has got a guilty conscience. That's why they can't always be in public eye. They will never cease to exist for much longer. That railway will not succeed for much longer. They need someone that's an open door, an open book, to be honest with you. Up front, be careful, be caring, kind, and respectful. Why? They're not that type of people. They're a bunch of assholes because they won't listen. They won't listen about their own heads, their minds, their souls, everything. Why? When there's going to be a time when you're going to wake up and smell that coffee in the morning. The management won't. They just kiss their asses and wipe their dicks, whatever they do, boom, 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 left, right, or centre, and they will end up feeling sorry for themselves. Why? They don't care about you. That's the thing about the beauty of the problem. If they really cared about you, the money factor would be dropping right now. If you cared about me and the railway and the steam team and all that. Right? The old ways are fighting back. Why? Because the diesel team or the management are making the timeline go faster when it shouldn't be. If it's not stable in time, you explode the mold. You explode everything around you. People will get pissed off with you. This is the thing about this bad management. They're going to get really pissed off with you for lying, being deceitful, being dishonest. And then you're ending up with a lot of paperwork with everybody's name on it, including mine, saying, oh, he did this, he did that, or she did this, she did that. And what happens? That lie will end up being your own downfall because you're ending up taking it on. Right? I told you in the last podcast, I told you to be very, very careful with them. I told you to watch out. Keep your distance from them. They have done nothing. They've done a lot of wrong. I didn't. You're telling me to stay away from the premises, right? And keep me off the premises, right? Because you've been ordered to, right? Use your heads. Use your mind. It's all there, black and white, right? You're not going to win the battle of a lifetime here. The management will not change their ways just for one person. They've got to do it for 1,000 more people as well. Because the dishonesty, disrespect, all of that came with the package. Why? Diesel fucked up, his wife fucked up, Daisy fucked up, Sydney fucked up, that's 4. Why? They all fucked up on the Norfolk Railways. On you. The management has got nothing to do with the Norfolk Railways. They fucked up the day they fucked everyone else up. So work it out, go backwards, go forwards, and realise, oh fuck. You want to correct the problem, don't you? Rectify the problem. Get that lie out of your heads. Because at the end of the day, you got the truth. Believe that truth, because that truth will set you free. You know, if you believe that lie for a longer, management will win. Why? They're not making money for you. They're making a load of bullshit for you. Waiting for you to retire. And then it will cause, oh, he did this a good job, he did that, or she did this, she did that. Do you know what? Discrimination doesn't work with me anymore. Truth and justice always prevail. Why? You're ending up with all this bloody problem, and you've got this bad management, and you've basically got this red flag over your heads. Right? The bad management makes a bad railway, and you know it, I know it, you know it, everybody else knows it. But when it comes to the management, you need to wake up and smell that coffee. Wake up. It doesn't take one to know one. But it's not just the personality, it's the person themselves. If they're not helpful, then they fucking screwed you over from day one. Right? This is why I said I've got more experience than all of you combined. Use me and help me out. Because the Norfolk Railway won't help you. They will discriminate you every turn. Every extra choice. Right? If you saw me, you don't tell the bloody management about it. Right? You have to establish that I've been set up. End story. Right? That setup could end up killing you off. And destroy the management in the process. Because why? Because the management can't figure it out. They're fit as they look. And they don't even give a damn anymore because they think it was a lie. I said there's no lie, it's the truth. It's the facts that point you in the right direction. The lies will only just make you feel, why carry this lie? Why carry the burden of this individual when he hasn't done that? He has done this, he's done this, he's done that, he's proved his innocence, he's proved this, he's proved the point, he's proved that, and he acknowledged that, and then people are going to get really sick and tired of listening to everyone else's bullshit on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, and they're going to realise, wake up and smell that damn coffee. Why? You lot just don't know anything like you do. When I see your faces and I acknowledge who I am, acknowledging it too, just ask yourselves a very hard question. Why is the management are so much cowardice? Why are they cowards? Because they're scared. They broke the rules. We never did. The problem is, we only had to get their attention to make sure they realise that I'm around, the steam team is around, the diesel team is on your platform. Think about it. The management will end up killing you. And when the management says, oh, we want money, money, I say, you won't get no money. Why? Because the bad management is who's controlling it. Right? You want somebody who's honest. You want somebody that's kind-hearted. But you got me, but the problem is you can't use me because you banned me. If you ban me, right, for no reason, which is true, the management will never cease to exist with you. The management don't know what the hell has bloody gone on with their systems. They think they know it all. I said no, they don't. All they care about is money that grows on a tree, right? That money won't exist much longer for them. Why? The money will end up killing them because they think, oh, we got this money, we got this and that. When it comes to Santa specials, that will go down. When it comes to the 1940s, that will go down. Why? Because the community rather believes the truth than a lie. Because the bad management makes a bad way. For a lot of you that's still going on there, stop going on there. Because it's not helping you, it's not helping anyone. It's basically that you're carrying a lie for them. The management will not always be a savior at the moment. They're liars, deceitful liars all the way through. And you're basically asking yourself for trouble. And when that trouble hits, what do? You call the necessary people to do it, right? You call me. You tell me anything that needs to be said, right? The Norfolk Railway are a bunch of, at this moment, they don't have no control. Why? Because as long as I'm around, I'm witnessing everything that's unfolding. People like Bear, for example, knows what you're doing. He's watching eyes and ears everywhere, like anybody, and realizes there's something right about it, right? I'll tell you now, I'll be honest with you. Bad management makes a bad railway. You're not going to win. Why? There's going to be a time where you're going to sit back and realize bad management makes a bad railway. It's true. But you've got to realize a good management will always be helpful to you. Kind, caring, and supportive. Right? If the management doesn't show themselves when they're good guys and they don't show their faces, then then we are ignoring the people that we're supposed to protect, care about, supporting all the way through. The bad management will always tell you listen, and you're fired. Out. Right? That's discrimination. That's also a lie because you're setting them up. You're setting them up in the way that they can't get back in, and then you're passing the lie on to somebody else and somebody else and somebody else. One of these days, bad management makes a bad railway. Why? You're not winning. The North Norfolk Railway is losing. Let them keep losing because they're not gaining anything. They lost from the day they kicked me out, and my volunteers, and my employees. Why? Just because they are different than you? Or because you've sworn at them? I remember one of my staff members saying, I don't want to be bloody rude against you. I'm not like you, they say. What, you telling them to fucking get it off the premises, you tell them. Right? You sworn at them, you curse at them and do everything. Right? That comes back to me instantly on the record. Why? I am the only one that knows what's unfolded. Right? You can't stop what is unfolding next, right? But you've got to understand bad management makes a bad railway. You can't win. You can't lose. But the fact is, if you go with them, you're basically destroying the railway. If you stay with me, you're saving the railway because you're on a steam team side. So work it out. Bad management makes a bad railway. The management don't give a shit about you. If they really cared about you, they'd be walking down the platform a bit more. They'd be talking to people, even myself, even that. If they had the balls to, they are they are guilty. They are guilty because they've been lying to you. For people that got booted out, for a lot of people that get trying to get back on the premises, and they say, "Oh, we don't want you here because I told you this and this and this." I said, the thing is, the North Norfolk Railway has lost a lot of respect, and when that respect goes, so does the railway. You may end up losing that railway if they keep the way they're going, right? And they're going to say the management is bad. You will come back to me and I will say, yes, they are. Why? I'd rather be honest with you and not dishonest with you. They're going to continue their bad management all the way through. When the fat control arises, so does steam. Be grateful, but the management won't be grateful. They'd be a bunch of cunts and say no. Oh, fuck. That's what they will say, excuse my language. And they will completely ignore me and set me up and what they just done, right? Then they will say verbally abusive. I'm not always that way. I'm not physically abusive that way. They lying there, lying there. Why? Because every day is a special day for me and my steam team. Why? They want respect. I want respect. But we're not going to get it while you lot are stuck in the middle and stuck in that management stuck in their office writing a lot of shit from A to B, C, D, E, F, G, H, whatever it said. It might mention the cops, it might mention this, it might mention you, it might mention this and all that, and they will write it down like a black market book. And what will happen is that black market book will have your name in it, your address in it, your telephone number in it, all of it in. And what happens? That will go all into the management, and what happens? The management will decide to kick you out. Why? Because you said you've been helping me. But you've been honest with me and been respectful to me. Why is that? Why? Then you've got a bad management that's doing just that, writing all of that down and then booting out everyone else out in the building. Why? Why? I told you there was 1,000 volunteers that got booted out in 2019. We might have the same problem this year because the bad management is doing the same scenario. They they always make mistakes twice. Why? They might do it 3 times this time and cause that same bloody mistake. So work it out. Another 1,000, another 1,000, another 1,000. Why? Work it out. Bad management. They're not going to win. They're not going to survive through it. The North Norfolk Railway will fail because they're part of something bigger than what their money's worth. So look at it realistically. You got me, you got the steam team, you got my connections around the globe as well, trying to help me out, not you, because you're losing out. The bad management is killing you. Right? They will end up succeeding. They will kill you off when the time is right. And then I would say, look, if I was on the platform, I would have said you will get all the respect, the kindness, and everything else on top. Because I promised that, alright? Thomas promised, right? That's not the point. This is not the case. You're not going to succeed over that limit because you overstepped that barrier. I never crossed that line. They did. Why? What happened if I let the diesel team do what they are doing now? They will destroy everything you hold dear. And when the fat controller, myself, again, ends up all screwed up because regardless I was rectifying a problem, you screwed up the biggest problem of all, right? You got to let go of the North Norfolk Railways. You have to avoid it. You have to keep away from it. You have to acknowledge and understand the management are not there to bloody support you. They're there to kill you off. Work it out. You know what? Sometimes when I talk about this in the longer term, especially with myself, or acknowledge what's going on, you're the ones that are screwed up in hell. Right? The bad management is just giving you a bad name, right? Are you going to live with that? The answer will be floating in your heads, no. Why? Because the respect has to be earned. The acknowledge of this money issue has to be bloody earned. The community will not give you that respect because you disrespected someone. You bloody dishonoured every person in every bloody corner of the globe and disrespected every one of us. Why? The community will start to pick up the clues and the answers and everything. What happened if I showed this off to all the kids? They will cry more and say, "Mummy, mummy, mummy, I want to go on a train." Well, they will say, "No, you can't." Why? Because I'm trying to safeguard them. Why? This is the thing of crossing the line, but I'm not. Why? End of the day, you need to wake up and smell that bloody damn coffee before you jump. Because you're not acknowledging yourself. You're not acknowledging to the world that the railway has a bad management. Which is true, and it's acknowledged, and it's all facts. You're not going to win the battle that's ever going to achieve the war. Right? You've got a bad management that think they know it all to A to Z, and they don't respect me. I said they don't respect me because they lost the war. Right? So the bad management that are still running it now are too afraid to get into the position of realizing how many times are we going to set example to that problem, right? You're not going to acknowledge it all the way through because there's a lot of us that have to work hard for it, earn it the hard way. We always had done. But do you want me to tell you something? While I exist and everybody else exists, the steam team as well, the North Norfolk Railway will shut down. They may be whistling off and they're probably driving their trains like a model railway, but which it isn't. It's basically saying, lure you in. Let's lure you in. We worship you. No, they don't worship you at the moment. They don't care about you. All they care about is the money factor. Right, a lot of people that don't know this is actual truth that's coming out. I said the North Norfolk Railway will screw you over because there's too much evidence. Right, you have to be realistic. Get real. Because the realistic point, of course, is that you failed. When the North Norfolk Railway will end up realising how much they screwed up, they will end up losing everything they hold dear. They're not going to do this over time, might add. But they will screw up and you will end up with nothing. The North Norfolk Railway will end up having their management getting removed. And then everybody on a platform will be booted out for listening to a lie. The lies will not set you free. They won't keep you safe. The lies are deceitful. They're not going to help you win it over. They're not going to save the day. The lies are led to bloody put you in a position where you don't want to be in that. I'm telling the truth. I'll always be honest with you. But in the day, I've got people in high places that can look at you and feel like, yeah, well, let me put this in perspective for you, right? How many of you, right, that hasn't done nothing wrong in any direction, nor have I, besides of trying to get rid of Daisy at the time. Daisy was a little bit, you know, what you call a stripper act, basically. And a lot of people can't determine what a stripper is. It's somebody that acts like a stripper, goes like a stripper, really like bum bum, right? You have to establish that the North Norfolk Railway are not there to safeguard you. They're there to try and kill you, right? They're going to try and kill, not you personally, but I know a lot of people that have been on the railway and got killed, right? Because I have to, I have to take everybody's consequences and actions, right? Right, the steam team are very useful to a point, even that, myself included. And then you basically got a diesel team that fucks you over. So work it out, you got a management that don't even care about you. They don't even want to know you. They don't want to really want to put you in the spotlight. Where they say, "Oh, we care about you, we worship you, we want you to come back." Don't acknowledge when they open up in the morning between 8:30 and 9 o'clock in the morning, or 10 o'clock when you get on the train. Don't go on it. Don't pay for a ticket. Ignore it because you're bloody embarrassing yourself, right? You could go to the sitting room. You could go anywhere else besides the North Norfolk Railway. The North Norfolk Railway is shutting down. They will acknowledge that the management have got no rights to fuck up everybody else's life. Not even myself. So what did they do? They screw up, they made a mess, they made a crap, they made all that. Oh yeah, well all these people got hurt for no bloody reason, I'll tell you now. The third generation of me and the steam team are aware of their dirty work, their bad habits, if you will. And do you know what? The diesel team are really like, what the fuck is going on here? Well, why is this management? Why is this guy just popped out of thin air? Do your maths, do your homework, and do everything. It all adds up nicely. But in the day, are you going to listen to a lie? Right? Right, let me put you in another perspective, right? A lot of you have respect for the North Norfolk Railway in highest regards, but there are times where you must not listen to a lie, right? A lot of you think, is it really worth listening to the the management? No. Your head will click into play and realise it. Your head will actually click and realise that you're in the wrong, right? A lot of you realise that during a lot of the time, right? You're basically a lot of people on the North Norfolk Railway are off the rails, right? Acknowledging that you're in the wrong, right? How do you recorrect the wrong, right? You have to establish right from wrong, right? But you're not going to do it the hard way. You're going to try to do it the easiest way possible. But you're not going to go through the management. You're going to get them sued. Get the money and get rid of them. What you need to do, you need to understand the management will not be there for you. They don't give a. How many times I say this? They will not give about. They won't give a shit about you. They care about what they want. They don't care about your needs. So when the porters and the guards have been lied to and been deceitful and say, "Oh, we've been told by the management not to have you on the platform," as an example, that's a prime example of discrimination. Because 6 years ago, all of this problem has occurred, right? Now they say, "We don't want you, we don't want you, we don't want you." What will happen if the bloody timeline goes wrong? The timeline it explodes the world and it explodes everything they've done right. When they do everything right, North Norfolk Railway do it all wrong. Ask yourselves why. Ask yourself a question. Why does the North Norfolk Railway do it wrong? Because they're a bunch of wankers at the moment, or a little bit troublesome, right? So you need to work it out and say, look, most of these guys are not bad guys, but a lot of them are getting false accusations, false reports, false acknowledgements. That if my team ever came back to you, you will boot every one of us out because of the strength that we are in. Why? Because we're not discriminative. We are very respectful people. And the bad management are just like sitting there, just pondering away with their thumbs and fingers and so forth, trying to write down everything and everything else. Why? They don't care. The cops won't tell you what to do. They will tell you to piss off because they don't want to know about you. So what happens to the North Norfolk Railway when they can't get police support? They can't get anything round here because the police knows that what's unfolding is the truth of the actual management issue, where the management will not care about you. All they just think about is the money factor. I said if you cared about everybody, you would have not discriminated every one of us out. We were just doing their jobs. Right, let me explain something to you, right? We all talk about the management as like a fucking hole. Excuse my language, but this is really why you want a serious answer. You don't like the truth. You want to be honest, right? You want to be honest with everybody. You have to be truthful to yourself. If you can't be truthful to yourself, you're discriminating everybody else, right? There's a difference between a lie and a deceit, right? A deceit comes first before a lie. Because a deceit is somebody that's doing something illegal or something criminating or something like that, simple as, right? The deceit comes first, right? Then the lie. Then the lie gets passed onto the management, right? This is why it's all screwed up. The management got a screw up, right? So they got screwed, and then I got screwed. So why? It goes up in the chain, not down the chain. So what happens when you fucked up? I look, in my perspective, if I was up there or I was trying to sort this problem out once and for all, the management would not let me go near the platform. Why? Because they believed in a deceit and a lie all at once. Why? Because Devious Diesel was an asshole. He's always been a bad asshole. Right? He's always been devious. You should know this from inside and out. If you know the story, the Thomas the Tank stories that well, you should see it unfold naturally right now and realise, oh fuck. Right? You have to come clean. The management have to realise we've been screwed up. All of the 1,000 people that got hurt, including Stephen Topham at the third, we need to clear their names. You can't fucking live with that guilt. It's wrong. So when the management comes to you and asks, do you want a job? Do you want this? Or do you want that? Or advertise it on Facebook or Twitter, whatever they do it, right? Are you going to accept it? Not even on a website. Why? If you really want a job on there, you've got to have to wait for us. Because we're the only good guys that can support you. Right? The management can only be as good as the fat controller would. Right? The fat controller's trying to clear his name, which is me. The third gen, right? Then you got to work down the line. Then you got Sydney and all the other bum bums. They all gonna get booted out. Why? Because they carried a lie. They've been deceitful, right? So you're gonna ask yourself, why is Divas Diesel acting like a twat, right? You all should know this by now. He's in human form now. You know, I could punch his lights out to be God sends earth. But I'm not like that no more. I'm just more of a diplomatist, right? So you're going to end up asking yourself a question: what do you do with the management that is so bent to keep nearly 1,000 volunteers out. The people that stayed on the platform should be feeling guilty right now. They should be feeling and get off that property and go home. Right? The porters and the guards should be doing the same. Get away from the premises. Go home. Right? All the people working on there should be going home. Close the door and leave it behind schedule. Because if you slow it down a bit, you're safeguarding the timeline and you're safeguarding yourself, me, the vice versa, the full whack. But you're not going to win a battle that will overrule you because the problem is it's stated to you in the longer run, you're the ones that are losing out because the money factor is what the management is looking for. The management are not going to help you anymore. They don't give a flaming toss about you. Not your age, not your gender, not your name, not your address, not your telephone number, nothing. Because they don't respect you. That's why they hide. Because they've got a guilty conscience and they've got something to hide. Big time hide. I said, if you keep hiding, I will keep finding you. And I will keep going in, and in until somebody cracks the door open. Why? You have a guilty conscience and you don't want to get apology or acceptance that you acknowledge that you did something wrong that should not happen at all, and you basically allowed one individual to fuck you all over. That's what he's done. That's what Diesel did. He screwed us all over. Why? Because of his wife, number one, Daisy, the other. Why? People don't like discrimination. They don't. This management has been like a Tom, Dick, and Harry job. You need to wake up and smell that damn coffee because the management will get to you, and the management will end up destroying you. But the other way round, let me put it in perspective for you. The Steam team is more powerful, aren't they? At this point, why? The Steam team like to protect people. Myself need to protect people. Why? If you work it out, the management will always be there to kill you. That's all they care about is ruining your reputation for the good job that you do, whatever you do in the day or not during the day, and doing the good work you were doing. And you didn't, and you believed one lie over the other. It will catch up with you eventually, and you'll end up losing with nothing. Why? Because you believed a lie. If you believe that lie, you're going to go down the other way. So what happens when you believe the lie? People will end up feeling guilty if they carry a lie. But being honest is better than nothing, innit? So when you've been honest with yourselves, do you want the bad management to actually say, oh, you can't be on the platform because this has been 6 years now and we're going to still not allow you because we've been told blah, 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 use your own head, for God's sake. When it comes down to people, this is why people believe that lie. Because one day that management will fail on you and you'd be fucked up because you're letting the new bunch of people go in with the same bloody lie. And that lie will keep burning you up, and then what do? You're destroying something that you need. And then you'll end up fucked up so bloody badly that you'll end up not coming home correctly. You will come home, put your feet up, and you'll be saying, I fucked myself. And then people will ask, how did you fuck yourself? Grow up. People will ask, how did you fuck yourselves? People that work up there right now and everybody else, you fucked yourself up. Right? I'm going to acknowledge, right? Regardless that one porter or guard was actually being nice to me when I bumped into him because he was older, wiser, and he had respect for me. Why? It's not because of the lie that was spread around. He was following orders, but not from me. This is what makes it so easy. He knew I was innocent, but he had to take orders from the management. What does the management do? They hide. The longer they hide, the longer they ruin everything up. Just let it play out and let it destroy itself. Because then you will realise, all the people that are working on that platform will realise we screwed up, we did this, we did that, and we didn't listen to this guy. This guy is more really useful than the fucking damn management. Correct, obviously. You know, you would say the fat controller is more reliable than this management. He will correct all this bloody problem within the instant record. But as long as the management are in hiding, I can't fix your problem. I can't fix that lie for you. I can't fix or correct everything you've got on that railway. Why? Because you screwed yourselves up. But what people don't realise is what you see is what you're getting, right? You're letting it unfold, which is a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. But you've got to realise, why do we need Stephen Topham Hatt? Work it out. While the rest of this timeline fills in that gap. Work it out. Go forward like you would do. And then you will start to see everything unfolded and unfolded correctly. You've got to understand the logic in this. The management won't give a shit. They only care about the money. But the money is there all the time, right? You have to work it out. You have to work on your own head. Don't use somebody else's orders to make it right. To make it right, you have to do the job you were set out to do, right? But don't listen to their lie. But, right? There's a reason why that lie is there. If you continue to live with that lie, right, it will eat you. It will eat you up inside, right? Acknowledge that. But the management have to wake up and smell that bloody coffee, which they haven't, and they don't give a shit. Excuse my language. But everybody that works on that platform 1 or 2 of Sheringham Station or Waybourne Station or Holt, wake up and smell that bloody coffee. You can't just take the management's orders, because all I will do is say, you screwed up. First things first. Why? You're not all to blame. You've just been following orders that you don't need to. You know your job. Just get on with it and be happy with yourselves. But at the same time, don't carry that lie because you've been ordered to say, oh, why is this person not allowed? You're asking that question in your head. It's floating in your head like a tick, 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 tick. Right? It's going in your head. Why is this person not allowed? Why is this person not allowed? And he's just not showing any violence. He's not showing any bad aggression. He's not doing this. He's not doing that. And he's just very powerful guy. I'm boss, not just your manager, but the top dog, right? The management at the moment can't see fiction to reality, which is what throws them off. So when the fiction has been told in you, let the reality of it unfold naturally. Because in the end of the day, the North Norfolk Railway will end up dying, yes. But you've got to realise that it's really like, why is he trying to get back on there? Why is he trying to do this? Why is he trying to do that? The management won't give it that or give you that answer. I will. Because I'm the only one who can save you. Right? You're going to start realising it. Right? Let's give you some example, right? People in the real world, in this world, know things from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? They know what's unfolding. They know what's unfolding for this, and it's really corrected upon. Why listen to my contact, right? American contact of mine stated to you, you've been witnessing my life, right? Through the Thomas franchise, right? You got your factor controller, now help me. Don't fucking discriminate me. Wrong move if you're discriminating me, which is what the North Norfolk Railway's done. Right? Bad management makes a bad railway, right? The first things first, in all plain eyesight, you know you are in the wrong right now, right? You're carrying that lie. You've been ordered to t- tell me not to go on the platform, right? Because you've been told by the management. The management don't give a shit about me, right? The more they disapprove of that, of what's unfolding, they will say in 5 years' time, 10 years from now, they will say we screwed up, right? They will say, "Oh, we screwed up. What did we do wrong? What did we do wrong? What did we do wrong?" And it'll all click and play, right? And then you're ending up saying, "How did we screw up this problem? Why did we screw up this problem? Why did we tell this guy not to go on the platform when he hasn't actually physically done anything wrong or verbally wrong for over 6 years, and he's trying to prove a point. He's got his valid point. He's got a lot of evidence. He's got a lot of witnesses. He's got a lot of this. He's got the community against him, against, on his side, basically, and basically saying, you lot, the community, have to realise you can't go on that platform. By asking you to go on that platform, you're basically fueling up the bad side up. So work it out. People that haven't read the Thomas Tank books realistically wake up and smell of coffee, right? It's reality. Even the TV show is reality. All the Thomas movies are reality. Why? You screwed up the one major timeline in history, right? You're going to acknowledge that you are in the wrong, right? You go to the management and give them a fist in the mouth, right? Because you're going to start asking them that you want answers, you want acknowledgement, and you're going to ask them one thing: why did you boot all these people out in 2019? Because that's what it is: disrespect, dishonesty, lies, deceit, all of it. So what happens when the whole people went out? So then you're asking yourself, who gives you power authority to boot us all out, including myself? Ask that question. It didn't just come out from one person. It came out from 3 individuals. And you lot are like blind as a bat when it comes to it. I said, do you know what? You ended up with nothing now because you fucked up. Don't look at me, or don't go to the fucking railway for fuck's sake. Close the doors and go home. Why? Because you're not getting anywhere with them. Right? Close the door and shut the door on them. Stay away from it. Right? I'm only acknowledging it because I've got the talent to work them out. Every day I know what's going on up there. Close the door and leave it. Don't go back up there and say, "Oh, we are open, la la la, we got this event, we got this event, or we got this event, we got this to do, we got this timetable to do." Don't! The first things when you get home, right, I want you to think, right, because you've got acknowledgement, and you also have to acknowledge what's going on up there. The diesel team had fucked you over, right? The diesel team have got one thing in gender, right? They don't care about your wages. They don't care about you as a race or a person. They don't care about why they fucked you over, right? They just told you not to allow me on the platform. Why? because they fucked you up. There and then, when they gave you that strict order, right? When they give you that strict order, they fucked you over while all the bloody steam team are laughing at your heads off. Why? Because you believed that lie and you carried that lie for them. I don't want you to carry that lie for them. Lying to yourself was the baddest thing on the block. If you've been told that I can't go on the platform, you ignore that order because in the day you're fucked up. Right? They fucked you over. They broke, let's say like you're a lot of troublesome trucks, right? They have done nothing wrong in general, right? Right, they all snapped, right? You can't repair bad trucks, right? What do you do with those bad trucks, right? End of the day, you, you're looking at yourselves and thinking, why is he talking like this? I said I know things that you don't understand, right? So you got all these bad trucks, all fucked up, can't move, can't drive, too old. We won't, we will, we won't, we can't, we can't, we will, we can't. And acknowledge what has been unfolded, right? And you've got to acknowledge you're in that same bloody position because you believe in the lie. And you're taking that lie with you. And acknowledge why. The management don't give a shit about your lies. When they go out of that door and they close that door at night, right, they're gonna get a right haunted experience before they got Jack, right? They don't care about you, right? When you leave that door, don't look back and turn around and go back in there the next day because in the day they treated you like shit. And you're ending up with a bad management, like always, and you're ending up with somebody that respects that railway in highest regard, a steam team member, and a fat controller, plus everything else. I know exactly how you feel because you feel guilty. You feel like you've been lost, right? There's a lot of people that don't understand what is physically unfolding here, right? So you got all of these trucks all broken up. Why? Who does that lead to when it gets to the bottom of it? Sydney, Devious Diesel, and all the rest of the cronies, and then you're ending up with one big fucking problem in the middle, right? That problem is going to be there for the rest of your lives until somebody clicks out of place and realize that it's all fucking true, la la la, and that's been falsificated, that's been lied, that's been deceitful, that's all true, it's all true, it's all true. And then what happens? Somebody will put you in your place and realize, like myself, that will shut you down and say, no, don't listen to that bad management because you're getting nothing in return. No respect, no honesty, no trust, no nothing. You're you're asking for trouble when I'm not there, right? So you're basically getting something you need, but you can't have it because what they ask you for, the management will end up saying, "Oh, we screwed up." Right? They're not going to admit that because they screwed up. Why? Because they want us to take the blame. Why? We didn't do nothing wrong. Nor did I. But they screwed up on the other end. So work it out. You've got a bad management that's got all of this problem, and they say let's sweep it under the carpet, be nicey a little bit, and do we do this and do we do that, and what happens? Bang! It's been leaked on the internet. Why? Because it's the truth. The management of the North Norfolk Railway are bent robbers. They're lying to you. They've been deceitful against you. They've been lying to you. Why? There's 1,000 volunteers, myself and the employees, former employees, that are getting to a point where they're saying to you, you get out of there before you get your asses kicked by the management. And it's not my fault because I'm already booted out. So class that is like this, right? You're stuck. between the truth and the lie. You rather believe the truth than the lie. The lies will only be more deceitful, right? You're going to end up with that lie. If you carry that lie, you will die, right? It's like a bloody problem that you don't want. So remove that lie, become the truther. Come to me. Why? Because I say, look, I understand you're doing your jobs. I understand you want to do this. I understand you want to do that. I understand you want to do this and that and that and this and that. Right? I know from the starting point you want everything on the silver platter, right? But it's not just the money here. What the problem is, you've got, in general, you've got this bad management over your heads, and they're telling you this, and this, and this, and you're ending up with nothing at the end. Why? Because they're using you as pawns in the game. But this is not a game. This is real life. This is why it's a factor on this. We don't lie. We've been honest with you. We've been truthful with you. We've been everything about it, right? You've got to help yourself by understanding why carry this lie for this. Why, if Reverend Robert Audrey was around, or Christopher Audrey, or Britt Orcroft, or myself, we will shut you down like an instant record. Why? Because the management will be fucked, because then they're seeing the truth. They want something so bloody badly they won't get it. Why? Because I'm protecting them. You know what? Lady was right when she said, the magic you refuse to believe in will get the better of you, and that's from Burnett Stone. And you screwed up. When magic does come to you, a lot of people say, "Oh, we got this, we got that, and blah blah blah, and all that." So let me tell you something. Everybody that's in any type of management, in any job, you ending up having to think, we can't treat them with disrespect. We have to treat them with a lot of respect to be nice with them. What did they do wrong on that fucking platform in 2019, 2016, 17, 18, and 19? What did they fucking do wrong? Nothing. So what do you end up with? Nothing. The North Norfolk Railway's fucking turning themselves upside down. One of these days they're gonna end up losing things because they realise how what did we do fucking wrong? That's what they're gonna say in their heads. Why? Because don't want to believe the lie. They rather believe that lie rather than being honest with the truth. You don't want a discrimination on your side, do you? Let's say this management has gone over, let's say they crossed the line too far. Why? They crossed that line too far and then let it go on and on and on and on and on and on until we've got nothing left over, right? Right? The North Norfolk Railway will not stand on its 2 feet without me or the steam team. Why? Just ask yourself a question there. Right? We talk about a lot of things in the perspective, right? We understand there is a fucking problem. We understand there is something not right. We know this, we can't do that at the moment. Right? The North Norfolk Railway won't buy into it because they don't believe in the truth. The truth is hurting them more because they don't like it. They just can't witness it because they got no evidence or whatever. Well, there's a fucking load of it. Excuse my language. There's a load of it. Right? Everybody that's got a DNA code around the fucking globe, right, knows about me and my family. Right? You lot at the management at the North Norfolk Railway discriminated every one of us. Why? Because you fucked up. Right? The porters, the guards, and everybody else shouldn't be laughing about this. They should be taking it seriously and start realizing it. You lot have a lot to learn, a lot of respect to be gaining. but it's not going to be done overnight. I appreciate that you're trying to do your jobs, which is fine to a point, but this management is bent. Bad. They ask you to lie. They're asking you to keep me out. Right? One of these days, they're going to look up to you and say, oh, you're going to end up in the future, let's say 5, 10 years from now, saying, you're going to be sitting down saying, we're the assholes. Right? I would say to you now, rather than later, you're not. You've just been misled by the management of the North Norfolk Railway. You're going to end up being in the dead zone, right? You're not taking the heat, you're bloody taking the damage. So you're the troublesome trucks that got destroyed, or broken trucks, right? And you're going to end up saying, oh, we want this, and we want that, and we want money, and we want that, and we, do you want me to tell you something? You're not going to get what you need at the moment because the management has told you to do certain things that are not fair on everybody else. So when the management tell you to do certain things, or they tell you to be like, do your job, don't let this person on the platform, are you going to accept that one of those orders is a false accusation? The management don't take responsibility of their own actions. And that's the reason why they blamed it on 1,000 of us, plus myself, makes 1,001. So work it out. You got volunteers, employees, plus myself, all got to blame and all the act. Why? If you watch the Thomas series, you will understand what you need to do next, you bloody morons. Sometimes it just clicks, 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 don't it? Right? You got to realise that management is not going to be there forever. Right? They're not going to survive over. Right? You're carrying a line on their behalf. I want you to go home, sit down, relax, and realise it's wrong. There is wrong in it. You're going to put your feet up and realise it's wrong. Discriminating and setting up and lying and being deceitful. It's on the police's side, right? On the police direction, they know it's wrong. They know that's a setup. They realise it's a deceit and a lie altogether. Why? Because the police will not get involved in something that's realistic, real life, real information. If they watch Wild and Arrested season 4 and 5 of the early years, then go straight into the modern years, they will know exactly what's unfolding without getting interfering or butting in or enjoying it, whatever. They will take notes. Don't get me wrong, but then they will see what's unfolded. Who fucked up? Not me. You can't blame the fact control of third gen. That's for sure. You have to realise that the management of the North Norfolk Railway don't want them on their wayway at the moment because they all screwed up. So work it out. They got their heads all screwed up, right? They don't know from the wrong move to the right move at the moment. They can't fix the problem. They can't rectify the problem. They can't understand why there's problem. Do you know what? In the day, they're gonna end up waking up and smelling that coffee in the morning. It's like watching Duck's Story, for example, right? Which is based on a true event, and I'm not lying on that one. And then you're ending up saying, we screwed up. We screwed up. They're going to end up feeling not, they won't be feeling sorry for themselves. They'll be feeling guilty, upset, depressed, mentally insane. Why? I send them packing, I'd rather do, because that's a job that I have to do. Send them packing. Why? Well, the porters and the guards are listening to them. I said, don't listen to them. Listen to me. Why? Are you going to live with a lie on your heads and then been told an order not to allow me on the premises? Do you know what? You're then living that with that lie because you've been told that lie. Why? They trying to take you down with them. And every day you're gonna end up spoiling the the whatever's unfolding nicely and everything else. You'll be screwing yourselves up. And then the management, why a good management compared to a bad management, there's two different ones, right? Right, we all talk about management as a good management, bad management. We all know what's going my way and what's going the other way and whatever. Myself and the steam team are the good management, right? But we are doing it a different way than what you expected, right? You've got the bad management running that railway, right? That railway will no longer exist because their name has been tarnished. You getting paid to get the public on there and everything like that, but it's not that I'm worried about. I'm worried about more than what you see at the moment. I can see things that you cannot see. You guys know, right? The older generation know it's magical. The younger generation don't give a shit, right? The younger generation always tell you you screwed up. When you're at school or when you're at college, what did you see that was unfolding correctly in a way that no one else wouldn't? Why, I am now summoning all my steam team. Why? They didn't do nothing wrong, so you can't fuck them over this time round. Why? My steam team always outwit the diesel team. Always. Why is there bad management? Think about it. Do you want me to repeat the loop again? Like I said, steam, then it's diesel, then it's steam, then it's diesel, then it's steam. Why? A lot of people said, "Oh, you did nice things for us. You supported us. We given you money and all that." The diesel team don't give a shit about that. They care about the money that comes in. What happens when the North Norfolk Railway fails on everything they're doing? The management will end up so fucked they don't want to listen to you. They don't care about you. They don't respect you. They don't. What they do is that they want something at the end of the tunnel to say, "We don't give a shit." The management will end up being so prerogatively out of order. They'd be disrespectful, demeanour, and everything else, and they ending up with one pile of shit. Why? The North Norfolk Railway will always be useless to you right now because they always lie to you. I didn't. I just been honest. But you gotta be realistic on yourselves to realise it's happening. You just realised, oh fuck, we got the big boss, we got the main man, we got this. We don't need this management. Why? Because you got me. Why? I'm your actual boss that you're supposed to be talking to. Not the fucking dickheads up the office at the North Norfolk Railway writing their paperwork. They may be keeping their jobs, but they fucked up. So work it out. A man that balances out everything correctly sorts this problem out in one swing. I'm telling you, if you listen to them and try and keep me off the platform, you're fucked. So work backwards, then go forwards. Then you realise what you're about to gain, right? The steam team will fuck you lot over because you've been lied to, right? The steam team will tell you he's innocent, he's on here. Shut up and behave, right? You got to listen to me because I'm your boss, right? In the end of the day, the management don't give a shit about you because they're just doing the paperwork. They don't give a shit about what's going on around you. When you're lucky, as I am, and understand what's going on unfoldably, Don't treat me as like a dirt piece of shit, or you're not allowed on the premises or anything like that. No, I had enough of discrimination. I had enough of disrespect. I had enough of being accused. That's what I'm basically saying. The management are accusing me of something I did not do. What was written, right? What was written by Diesel or Andrew Mudland, right? He's an asshole, right? An asshole should be going to prison, right? Setting up people up, good and proper, right? He will not admit what he did do then was wrong. He's done it the first time, he's done it the second time. This is his third time. Why? Work it out, you bunch of morons that know the story too damn well. Right? We all knew there'd be consequences in the end with the Diesel team, right? That was out of my control because they threw out everybody else out that could help me out. Why? Why do you think I knew everybody on that platform? Let me give you an insight, should I? Right? You have to be realistic and understand you screwed up. What happens if when the railway fucking starts to fucking fail? What are you gonna do? Cry wolf saying I want my money, I want this? No, they will boot you out because they're trying to save the money. But by doing that, they're disrespecting all the other people. Wait till you get disrespected, then you feel the same way as I did. And you'll be screwed up, and then you will say, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Well, I'm going to accept your sorry at some point, right? But there's a boundary where you're crossing. You're not realizing this is reality of that management. That management is not going to survive much longer, right? Greater Anglia and all the others around the globe all know this is true. But the thing is, while this problem is overhanging over our shoulders, the bad management makes a bad railway. We know that, right? But reality down the line, who screwed up in the end? You have to be realistic. Get it in your head. People respect people, right? But you're not going to get no respect no more because you disrespected somebody higher up. You fucked up. So when people come to you or cry wolf, I'm not crying wolf. I'm just being honest with you, being truthful with you, right? The management up there at the Norfolk Railway don't give a shit about you. They just think you're just another piece of a name and piece of paper. That's all they see you as, or a number as example, right? What they will do, they will discriminate that way for a long, long time until every one of you got weaker and weaker, and they boot you out with an instant lie or a deceit, and they will fuck you over like they did in 2019. They're not gonna be bloody bothered about what you did for the railway or anything. They will just be discriminative. I will care about what you did for the railway, or your family did for the railway, or what your accomplishments were. Why? Because I respect that. But you've got to realise where your boundaries are. So if the railway is going to be fucked up on you, right? Who are you going to turn to when the management fails on you? The management will fuck you over. They don't care if you under them or above them or whatever, they will say, "Shut up and get off my property." That's what they will say, right? They don't care about what you do for them, right? It's what enables them to think they are powerful. I say to them, "Leave my volunteers and my employees alone, you fucking cunts." Because you cunts at the management department should fucking grow up. Why? In every angle, we have to fight you off. Why? because you got a bad management. Basically, I'm not blaming the porters and the guards on this one. I blame them. Why? Because they are thinking they're higher up. Why? When somebody cries wolf, or wants help, or wants support, one day they will end up fucking finding the right people, right? And they will come to the right people. They're not going to go down the line and say, oh, we want this, we want that. They will ask for those things, right? Because I will say it's a need, it's a need, it's a need. But then when it comes down to the bloody wants, I will go to the management and say, you're fucking fired. I will kick them out one by one by one. Why? Bad management makes bad way. We all understand that. What's happened is they speeded up the timeline so fucking badly that they don't realise what chapter they are in or what role they're playing or what everything. They don't know exactly what is unfolding, right? Already aware of what's unfolding, right? You come to me, right? Don't go to the management because they will fucking lie on you. They will bullshit on you and say, "Oh, we care about you. We care about that." What? If I saw, if I heard that, I will laugh it out loud. Why? Because it's a lie. Because I will say you're lying to them, you bloody bullshitters. Why? Because the management will have their way to a point, and their big boss, which is me, they can't get rid of me. Why? I'm the top dog. Ding, 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 ding. The management don't give a shit. They're just the middle man. They bait all the middle woman, even that. They don't give a shit. They haven't had their orders. Why? The management have to grow up. Right? They're not grown up. They're little children to me right now. Why? Because they don't realise from right from wrong. They don't realise what mess they put themselves in. Right? Basically, they they're trying to sort a problem out, which they cannot do without me, obviously. First of all, I have to get my name cleared. We'll have to establish that. But the management are not going to be what you want them to be because they are screwed up. Or they're part of the diesel team. They screwed up, right? I'm going to tell them they all fired, right? Because that management is bent. Right? They're not going to help you. Right? I'm prepared to help you in every direction. I am prepared to go that arm and the length to help you out. But people will not listen to me at this moment because the management have put me down and said, you're a fucking arsehole, get off my property. That's what they say to me at the moment because they believe the lie. Right? A lie they won't tell you. So what they do, they tell you to say, don't let this person on the platform, right? As example, what did you do? You did just that. Why? Because the management were lying to you. Why? Because they say in the day the management is not going to win a battle. They can't afford to win because they lost already. The management don't give a shit because they could have corrected this problem for the last 6 years. They could have recorrected that and said, well, his time's up, we can allow him back on. And they will have to make a compromise and something like that and say, look, I understand your gift now. I understand this. I'm sorry we treated you like this. Did they do that? No, because they don't care about you. Just watch. As the story unfolds correctly for me, it will be going wrong for you. And I won't be able to clear it up for you because you'll be saying, oh, we're sorry, we're sorry, we're sorry. I will say, no, you cried wolf on everybody else, but then when it comes down to me or the actual person you should be talking to, you're basically screwed up. You've basically listened to the management over my own dead body, basically, near enough. But it isn't. It's real life. Get real. You know, when push comes to shove, people are going to start asking questions. They will ask questions in the future. The EDP, the Norfolk News, all of those newspapers, they're going to start asking for the truth. They're going to starting to ask that for that perfect truth. Why? To be honest, why should I forgive you or forgive the management for their actions? Why should I bother give them another chance? I will never give the management the other chance. Why? Because my steam team and myself are already on a motion. Why? You screwed up. You have to establish you screwed up because you made a mistake. A mistake that you can't fix. Because now you made that as the biggest problem in history. You also established the North Norfolk Railway to be the baddest fucking heritage railway on the fucking block. Because it's a damn truth. Bad management make a bad railway. And a bad railway gets a bad reputation, and a bad reputation goes on the newspaper, and it will block out and say the North Norfolk Railway is not one of the top 10 anymore. Why? Bad management. Bad railway. They will not forgive what they've done. They won't forgive themselves because they want to move on. They said, don't move on when you've got all that baggage behind your back. I'm not the one who's got that bad management, bad baggage behind my back. No, you passing it on to everybody else around you, 1,000 people plus myself, and you making us carry it for you. Well, no, we won't, because we already established the truth already and established the facts and the logic behind it to say you're the bad railway, you're the bad system. It's like saying the fat controller needs you. You know, a very common, isn't it? Sir Topham Hatt needs you, as they call it. But you're talking to the third generation of him. Why? Because I'm establishing to you that you can't have a management that's been bent all this time. So you had 2019, 2021, 2020 as well, and then you got 2022, 2023, and 2024 to get it things corrected. Did you correct the problems? No, you fucked up still. So we're hitting forward, keep going forward. Now what's happening with the porters and the guards? They're going to start thinking again. And they will clear their heads like a magnet. Why? They're going to start realizing you screwed up. Because the North Norfolk Railway won't come back to you. The volunteers, the staff, they will start to say, no, we won't work for you. You cry wolf too many bloody times. And now the North Norfolk Railway just had enough of you. The management are fucked up. The porters and the guards are living the lie, and they can't live with that lie anymore, and they will just leave the building and close the door on you. Even the volunteers will do the same. Why? Because they don't want to be disrespected, and they don't want to be dishonest, and they don't want to carry that lie. Once they remove, once they've gone, goodbye North Norfolk Railway, and the management will end up saying, oh fuck. Think about it. The management will always lose at this point. Sometimes you have to tell a good person from a bad person. You have to establish the ones that are getting set up or upset or depressed. Well, I'm sorry, it's not that way, but it's close enough to a point that way. But you're not going to take the North Norfolk Railway for what it is right now. They care about the money. I said they won't get any more money now because they lost. What would you say if I told you that's what would be their next move? Because they're getting fed up with the management to realise you screwed us over the first time, the second time, and now nearly the third time. Why? Do you know what? Screwing us all over was a big mistake, and you end up with nothing. The management of the North Norfolk Railway won't exist for much longer. They will not give a fucking damn shit about what they put in the newspaper or what they put on the internet. They all fucked up. So realistically, who's lost? The North Norfolk Railway has. The steam team and myself are all safeguarded, but we won't take no more from you because the management have lost. Bad management makes a bad railway, and it always has done. So if you really cared about what you see and what you got, ask yourself a question. What do I do with my job? What do I do with my reputation? I said, go home, take the suit off, and just relax. Don't go back the next day and just feed it more info, feed more until the management ends up with nothing. Once they realise why, the management will end up saying we screwed up. And they will bail, they will abandon ship like they did the last time, and they will screw up. And they will screw up and screw up. Why? And that management will end up with no allies, no connections, no family, and no friends to come home to because they screwed up. So keep that in mind. Thank you very much.